When it comes to becoming a millionaire, it is about the mindset. And this might be the most important factor that you're lacking. Yes, you can be a high earner with a high income, but a lot of times that isn't super important because most of the time, when you have a very high income, your financial habits can really destroy your financial well-being regardless of your income. And in today's video, we're looking at 7 mindset shifts that can make you a millionaire. Starting with the first one, I need to hit the lotto to become wealth. Starting with number 1, I need to hit the lottery. Choosing to say wealth is built over decades. When it comes to many people getting rich, a lot of people play the lotto. We know billions of dollars goes into the lotto, and most people don't accidentally step into wealth. And if they do become wealthy purchasing a lotto ticket or something like that, a lot of times we see them being broke within the next 5 to 10 years because they don't have the mindset and they don't have the ways and the means to manage their money. Now, when it comes to millionaires, over 90% of the millionaires were built over decades with 401k investing, could be real estate, but overall the investing aspect over an extended amount of time, get rich quick schemes usually don't work. You have to think of long-term. You have to be looking at the bigger picture. When you start looking at 10, 20, 30, 40 years down the road, playing and really the best investment that you can make is in the stock market, rather than trying to really trade your wealth for the short term and having that long-term mindset of investing every single month and continuously investing makes a really big difference. Our second one, I don't have enough money to be an investor. That is something that I hear a lot of times. Instead of saying investing is a process that anyone can do. When you start looking at M1 Finance, when you start looking at Robinhood, Webull, Moomoo, whatever it is, opening an investment account can be open as little as $5. That is right. If you don't have $5, I'd probably go out and take back some bottles, do something of that nature to get your first $5 started. Anyone can make it, and especially because of smartphones, the internet, everything else with technology, it is super easy to open an account and open a brokerage account. And all of the brokerage accounts, or majority of them, do work on fractional shares. So what that means is if you're looking at a share and let's say the stock is $100, you put your $5 in there, you own a fraction of that $100 share. And then guess what? Your mindset changes because now you are an investor and you have money invested. Now, of course, when you start thinking of investment, it is a long-term game, like we just said. If you're putting $5 in there every single week instead of $5 in there once, might not make you rich immediately, but over the course of time, it can definitely grow your wealth. And of course, if you are new to investing, this is a perfect way to start investing and really get your toe in the water with a very minimal amount of money. If you're putting 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks in there, is it going to make it or break it if you really do lose that money, if it goes down or up? No, but overall you can get the experience and it is going to be a learning experience when it comes to investing. Third one we look at, stocks are for the wealthy. But yeah, honestly, to be really truthful, stocks are how people become wealthy. That's right. People who do not own stock because they are not wealthy is the same people that cannot own stock or don't want to own stock because they're not really in the right mindset to start building that wealth. When you start looking and limiting your wealth, it is really self-defeating to growing your wealth. When it comes to investing in stocks, it can be incredibly, incredibly complicated, but it doesn't have to be. If you pick one single ETF, let's say you're going with the VOO, exchange traded funds are the way to go. You literally just have to put your money into one ETF like VOO, which is the Vanguard S&P 500, really set it and forget it. In over a multitude of years, it's returned about a 10% return. Number 4, people who don't know I'm wealthy unless I show it off. This is a very interesting one. People don't know or don't need to know that I'm wealthy. This, of course, goes into lifestyle creep. This is keeping up with the Joneses. This is everything that we see with the large houses, with the big vacations, with the flashy cars. Doesn't mean that you're wealthy. A lot of people that have wealth get rid of wealth. Now, of course, they are, the 1% that are absorbently wealthy. But when it comes to a majority of you and I, most of us have our wealth and we are building it over time without being super flashy. We're not having a massive house. We're not having a McMansion. Driving a car that is much older makes a big difference, guys. If I don't have a car payment and I don't have a car payment for a multitude of years, it is giving me the power to invest during those years, meaning that the next time that I do need a car and do have a car payment, I already have that money invested. I really played a game for a considerable amount of time to get really the debt-free mindset. Getting rid of and paying off our debt in the entirety gave us the ability to keep a lot more of our paycheck. With the ability to keep that paycheck, it gave us and really slingshotted our retirement plans and also the ability to invest in the market. Number 5, spending comes first. versus savings comes first. This is the big one. When we come to paying yourself first, wealth is really a prioritize. And for a lot of people, it isn't. They will spend money. Whatever they have at the end of the month is what they have left to invest, to debt repayment, anything like that. Instead of really front loading it and looking at the mindset shift of if I save 10% of my income up front, 90% of my income is what I have left to live on. That is what is going to carry me through. I don't even have to worry about saving, investing, debt repayment, anything like that, because of course, living below your means is the priority. When you start exponentially spending and getting and really climbing yourself out of debt, it is going to be a game changing. Spending cannot come first. It is really a lose-lose scenario in that. When you start saving, when you start investing, when you start doing it, you are opening your gateway and opening the doors to compounding interest. Of course, with your investment accounts, when you're starting to put that $20, $30, $50 every paycheck in there, you put $100 in a month, all of a sudden in a year, you got $1,200, grows a little bit, it's up to $1,500. It starts compounding. When you start hitting that 100,000 mark, then of course the snowball starts getting into a big avalanche, going faster and faster down the hill as you're growing wealth. Number 6, I will save and invest next year versus I will start saving today. If you want to save today, I have a link down for M1 Finance below. Definitely check it. Putting off saving money, putting off investing, putting off and not having a plan for debt repayment is going to be absolutely detrimental when it comes to your finances. A lot of people put it off to a specific day instead of really having a priority for it now. Anything that you can put off to tomorrow, you could do today, because time is your biggest ally when it comes to investing, when it comes to that compounding interest. The sooner the money's in there, the sooner you are going to start amassing that wealth and really building out that nest egg without doing any of the extra work. It is just investing today and letting it grow. Now, of course, the first gateway for this is a 401k plan. If you have a 401k plan, if you have a 403b, if your employer offers a retirement account, you need to get at least the minimum of the matching contribution, because that is going to be free money. When you think about a 4% contribution, you put in 4%, they put in 4%, you just got 100% bonus on your contribution with the match, which of course can make it go exponentially faster. Now, if you don't have those retirement plans, IRAs, one of the best absolutely that I recommend is doing the Roth IRA. You want to make sure that you're paying your taxes up front. You'll thank me in a couple years when you start seeing the tax-free growth, which is going to come with the compounding. And the final one I'm going to leave with, I don't know what to invest in versus stock funds make it easy, or ETFs do make it incredibly easy to invest. If you've watched my channel for a little bit, I have a 3-fund portfolio. You could even choose one of those funds, such as the VUG, which is a Vanguard Growth Fund. You could look at the VOO. You could put it and really set it and forget it. But of course, when it comes to investing, do your research. A lot of people will make the excuse, I don't know what to invest in, don't know what stocks to buy, don't know what is going to be good for the market, don't know if I'm going to get ripped off by people giving me bad advice. Do your own research. I cannot stress that enough. I do not want you investing into anything that you really don't understand. But when you start looking at a lot of different places, you can find a lot of major exchanges and major trade ETF stocks, things of that nature. Most of them are typically free. A lot of them have free trades. So you can go in there, you can buy, you can kind of play around with it for a little bit, get acclimated with the system that they have. Find the one that is going to suit you the best. And then that is where you're going to start that investing journey. Even Warren Buffett says everyone should invest in that S&P 500 index. Now, we know that does control 80% of the US stock market with those large caps and those mega cap stocks that we have in there. And of course, it gives you an instant risk mitigation because you're in a 500 different companies across all of the different sectors within the stock market, which means when it comes to investing, it can make you a millionaire. You just have to do it on a consistent basis over an extended amount of time. And trust me, you will get there. It's not incredibly difficult. It's not rocket scientist. It doesn't have to be very, very difficult. And I'll catch you in the next video.